Do you have kids? Are you a big kid? Do you remember what it was like when you were a kid before you had to deal with all the adult stuff? Welcome to PSA. My name is Felix if you're new around here, and if you're back, thank you for the continued support. This week, I received a message that stated, I am a better husband, leader, and friend thanks to what we are doing here. It felt so good to know that what I'm sharing is bringing some of you some value. So let's keep sharing these messages and interacting with each other in the comments, and let's keep building a considerate, curious, and kind community. Now, some of you might not know, I have a 4-year-old boy, and his name is Lion. And I'm not sure if he's taught me more or if I've taught him more, but one thing I do know for sure is I still need to protect him for many more years to come. I think the most important thing I need to protect is his mind, because it's so pure, and at the moment it is primed to receive and apply new information. He first looks to us, his mother and father, as to what is correct to do, so we don't only have a responsibility to sort through what he's taking in, but also we're responsible for him to see the example that we are setting. I watched Lion go, ugh, because something he was building toppled over, and I was like, whoa, he absorbed my ugh. We go skateboarding together, and believe it or not, at almost 54, I'm not as good as I was when I was 24. So I get frustrated, to say the least. Well, I saw Lion fall off his board, and he kicked it. I was like, oh no, I cannot pass along my shortcomings to my son. And this reminded me of our relationship with our Heavenly Father in the scriptures. There's a verse I want to share with you guys in Matthew. It's Matthew 18, 1 through 5, and it says, truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever takes the lowly position of this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven, and whoever welcomes one such as a child in my name welcomes me. If God is telling us we must become like a child to enter the kingdom of heaven, I feel it's no surprise that our children's safety and purity is being attacked and compromised everywhere we look. The Bible teaches us that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Child trafficking, believe it or not, makes more money than the airline industry. Everywhere we look, something is trying to kill our kids' childhood and destroy their purity. We just had to restrict and block over 50 accounts and keywords on our child's age-appropriate YouTube app. Our governor here in the great state of California is fighting for child mutilation without parents' consent, so you can change your life forever, but you're not eligible to get a car permit. When this verse says, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven, it is not just saying our salvation pivots on being born like a child, but first us needing to depart from our ways and being born again like a child of God. Just like a child humbles themselves when they do wrong, we need to see our own part we are playing on what's wrong and return to our Heavenly Father for grace and mercy. Just like a properly raised child is fortunate to see the gains in his surroundings by behaving correctly and receiving the best his parents have for them in return, we get to see the best from our Heavenly Father when we stand up for our children and for what's most righteous. The posture of humility and seeking what's good is what we need to constantly return to. The scriptures don't teach, grow up, blow up, I'm self-made, good looking out, but I got this now. We have to consider that we do not always know what is best for us and humble ourselves, which can be a challenge. We cannot let our options and misconceptions get in the way of trusting Christ's words and what they would do for our lives wholeheartedly. The scriptures say, who is humble and not self-seeking is who is worthy of the prize. Your most powerful representation of God's love is how we get to serve each other. When we race to serve each other, it all gets done faster and we have more free time to actually enjoy each other. Now, I was reminded of this just today as I tiptoed through multiple cityscapes that my child had constructed, leading out of his room into our office and then all throughout our living room. Well, when I asked Lion to clean up the mess because we were moving a new piece of furniture into the room, he started complaining and like dragging his feet. Tanya and I managed to go outside, unload the couch from the van, bring it up the 20 stairs to our loft, and he hadn't even made a dent yet in the mess. But you best believe when Mommy and Daddy chipped in, it was all cleaned up quicker, and we got to enjoy a nice lunch and a movie on our new couch. Children often have very little control over their lives, yet in healthy circumstances, children embrace the fact that they have to put their trust and faith in their parents and in other people. We are so consumed with rights that wrongs are what is being normalized. As adults, it does become more difficult to embrace putting faith or trust just freely in other people as children do. And in some ways, this is good because it protects us against being hurt and shows that we are more aware than children. However, in other ways, embracing trust and faith like a child is beneficial. Having a childlike faith as an adult does not mean that we have to trust blindly, as some may assume. In fact, it is quite the opposite. We should constantly be educating ourselves and having reasons to share about our beliefs. Having faith like a child means that we should have the confidence in the promises of Christ and the faith that even in situations when we cannot see the result, we strive and know that He is working in our lives. Just like a child should feel safe in the words and actions of those who came before them, we should have the assurance in learning and growing in our Heavenly Father through our childlike faith and curiosity. Until next week, let's love more, and I'll see you at the next PSA. Woo! Don't get me started on this child stuff. Man, it's hard to let your kid just run around out there in the streets at 4 years old. Thanks for joining us for another week. I hope you found some value in the message. Check out some of these other ones. Please share them with somebody else, and I'll see you guys next week.